Heck are you, everybody? It's a beautiful night for Sacramento Kings basketball. They're back in action against the Chicago Bulls. This one has the potential to be an ugly game. We can talk about it. Also, De'Aaron Fox back in the lineup for the Kings. So much to talk about for them. It's the Kings. It's the Bulls. We got the pregame show for you right here on If You Don't Like That.
1, go.
Sacramento miscue. Carter. Stones! Oh, you don't like that! You don't like NBA basketball! Fox. Goodbye. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. The exclamation point from De'Aaron Fox. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Boy, that's an ESPN highlight right there. Whoa. Carlson comes in. How about this? Holy moly, Jim Bob Foley. That is a major league smush.
Hey, welcome back in. Sorry, we were a little bit slow on the bump in, but this is the Kings pregame show on If You Don't Like That. There's the numbers for you for the Kings and the Bulls tonight. Big thing tonight, pace. Pace is going to be huge for the Kings. The Bulls do not like playing a fast pace. Also, the Bulls they're not big on the three ball. As I welcome you back in, I'm Ryan in Sacktown. Happy to have you here. We have a really big announcement, by the way. I'm going to make that, or Grant made it about an hour ago. I'm going to let you guys in on that if you have not heard it. But getting back to the game tonight, the Bulls, they'll shoot the three ball, not really their bread and butter per se. Now, with the three ball, they like to dare you as the opponent. They like to dare you to shoot the three ball. So they will let their opponent shoot the most every night, the most threes in the NBA. So can the Kings find that balance of playing inside out? Because the Kings, remember, the Kings are fourth in the NBA in 2-point percentage, but they're 26th in attempts. So when they get that 3-point and that 2-point balance right, things are usually running pretty well for them. De'Aaron Fox back at the helms tonight for the Kings. No minutes restriction from Mike Brown. So you'd think De'Aaron, they'll try to be a little conservative with him if necessary, especially if this game gets a little out of hand, which hopefully it should. I mean, you look at the way these two teams match up, and I said it could be an ugly game because of the pace. And then also Chicago, we talked about the mid-range, but the thing about Chicago, they're kind of, you could guard them, man. The Kings should be able to match up with the Chicago Bulls. No problem whatsoever. Zach LaVine, not in the lineup. Caruso, questionable. So Colby White. Now, Colby White's a problem. He busted the Kings' asses last game in Chicago. He almost single-handedly brought that team back. Kings still ended up winning that game. But he is a great, great young point guard. And by the way, Kings fans, don't tell anybody, he's on a great deal. So I don't know if Chicago wants to blow it up. I would love to get Colby here in Sacramento. But enough of me. Let's get to some of you tonight, because that's what it's about. And if you've been listening or watching any of our programming as of late, you know that we've been talking a lot about Scott Pollard. And I am happy to announce, Grant announced this just about an hour ago, Scott Pollard, live from Nashville. He is going to be on Wednesday at 5 p.m. right here on If You Don't Like That with Grant. So I know it would mean a hell of a lot to Grant if all of you spread the word about that. And then also show up. So show some love for Scott. I don't recall personally Scott doing a live interview like he's going to be doing with Grant. Maybe he's done an interview here and there, a small form, but sounds like he's going to be on with Grant for a little bit. So get here Wednesday, 5 p.m. Also, if you've been paying attention to the Kings court, I've been talking a lot about this fact. The Kings all year, when we talk about their inconsistency, all year, the problem hasn't been coming off of a big loss and having a good game. The Kings have proven they can do that. If they have a bad loss, usually they bounce back. And for the most part, they don't go on long losing streaks, right? But when the Kings have a big win, that's the problem. That is part of that inconsistency that we're trying to define, because the Kings are actually terrible at coming off of a big win and then taking care of business the next night or a couple nights later against a team that's mediocre like the Chicago Bulls, but they'll come up and bite you. So the Kings got to be ready tonight. What's the balance going to look like? What's Malik Monk's role going to look like tonight? I am looking forward to it. Excel, yeah, that was nice to wake up to. The Kings got a lot of help. And again, on the Kings court, I talked a ton about it. The Kings are the luckiest team after the All-Star break, bar none. So remember, Anthony Edwards, the labor situation at halftime in Minnesota. So that's just the latest one. And then over the weekend when the Kings were inactive, you've got Devin Booker, who sprains his ankle. So is he going to be out a week, 2 weeks? We're paying attention to that. Phoenix loses 2 games over the same span. Beal is ejected in the game that Booker got hurt. And then you've got some of the other teams around the West losing. So the Warriors got crushed by Boston. Boston's playing a different level of basketball right now. So, I mean, if we have to worry about Boston, then we're doing all right. That means we've made the NBA Finals. But yeah, we will see how the Kings come out tonight with the rotation. What's up, Stan? Nothing much. So I tweeted out at the when I tweeted out the link for the show tonight. And by the way, Jerry Reynolds, halftime, be here, please. It's always a lot of fun. And then Grant and I, we're going to open up the phones tonight for you. We're going to do open phones after the Kings and the Bulls. That's going to be a lot of fun. But when I tweeted the link out, Stan, I put, for anybody that's concerned, I'm still here. The Tigers haven't eaten me, but we'll see. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, so if you've listened to episode 21, I believe it's 21 of the King's Court, the deposition of Ryan in Sacktown, I give you the story about like the stuff behind me, the Jim Rome sign, and what that meant. So if you've listened to it, kind of the story there. But they decided that for the 30th smack off, I guess Jim's taking ideas, and the consensus amongst the clones is that we should all go to Las Vegas, the people that would be in the smack off. And if we don't do good, there's a trap door. We fall through. You get eaten by Siegfried and Roy's Tigers. And I was the first name thrown in there. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was like an hour and a half today of stuff, or an hour. So I'm doing okay. Light the beam. Yes, indeed. Loving the positive comments tonight. I'm loving the positive comments. By the way, raise your hand. Let me know. You guys been to a Stockton Kings game? I would love to get your feedback on that. Lights, what's up? Kings should have won a lot of games. They didn't. Yeah, that's why this stretch of basketball became must win for them much earlier, because they didn't have any of that fat reserve with those games that the Kings are supposed to win. So yeah, of course. And look, things can't fall any more into the Kings' laps right now. I can't express that any stronger. You've got 15 of your last 23 at home. I believe it's either 7 of 8 or 8 of 9 at home in a row, or coming up, or the next 7 of 8. I want to say Matt George put it out. Also, by the way, Matt George, he talked to ABC 10. Go check him out. He talked to Gary Gerald before the game. This is Harrison Barnes's 200th straight game suiting up for the Kings. That's a big number. That is a really big number. So yeah, Lights, they have let a few go. Let's go Kings. Yeah. So that's the problem. It's the mid-range. The mid-range is the problem. He was my favorite player when he was on the Kings. He always looked like he enjoyed himself and the game. Kevin, who are you referring to? I missed that one. Hey, Rye, any update on the intro song? I thought I remember someone was going to make a song for you guys. Good question, Walt. I think it was Ash. Was it Ash? Maybe it was Ash. Yeah, somebody was going to do a song. Good point. We'll see. Yeah. Hey, if you guys have not, they're talking about the tiebreaker right now because you've got teams around you, Phoenix, the Pelicans, that have, well, not Phoenix, not so much, but the Pelicans. They've destroyed you this year. So when you're floating around the 4, 5, 6, or if those teams fall back, it might be in jeopardy trying to or come up. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. The tiebreakers matter. I retweeted somebody's, they had a spreadsheet of the Kings' current tiebreakers. Go check that out. And that will give you the insight into that. Oh, cool. Testing new TV tonight. Let's go, Kings. Good luck on the new TV. Keys to the game, Alberto. Inside Out, 100%. So I led at the top. You cannot fall in love with the 3-ball tonight. The Bulls allow the most threes per game to their opponents. So on the flip side of that, your Kings, they are 4th in the NBA in 2-point percentage, but unfortunately, they don't go there enough. 26th in the NBA in attempts. So I want to see a balanced effort there. And I will also pace. If I have to say it, the pace has to be up. I don't care if the Kings aren't shooting the ball well. I don't care what it is. They have to turn the pace up, which turns into an interesting conversation because, again, at the top, I said it could be an ugly game, right? Well, if the Kings play any zone defense and you've got Chicago that also likes to use most of the 24 and they're not shooting well or the refs are calling a ton of fouls, it could be bumpy. I'm just warning you. So keys to the game, pace. Regardless of what's going on, you got to keep that up. So Stan, what's up, my brother? Had to shorten my gym workout to catch the game and listen to you. Appreciate that. Now, don't sacrifice your health, Stan, to watch us here on the pregame show. I appreciate that. And by the way, Stan, you can always catch the replays on Grant's YouTube channel, which is right here. Thank you for getting him to 7,000 subscribers recently. That's pretty damn cool. And by the way, that right there, that is where you will be able to find Scott Pollard 5 p.m. live this Wednesday with Grant one-on-one. That's going to be a fun conversation. I believe it's the first longer form conversation that Scott's had live. So get here. I know Scott would love to see that outpouring of love. And also, I know it'd mean a lot to Grant too, to have everybody show up for that. So do your buddy Napes a favor and subscribe. And then also do me a favor, King's Court. That is my daily podcast. You guys have been killing it, by the way. Downloads are through the roof. I try to get you in and out in about 10, 15 minutes, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, but it's a lot of fun. Free daily insider podcast. It's available on all platforms. That's Apple right there. So go check out the King's Court. I promise you won't be disappointed. And then Thursday, this could change. Matt George of Locked On Kings and ABC 10 is going to join me on Thursday's edition of the King's Court. So look for that. So that should be fun. Keys to the game. We got those. Stan, we got that. I stitched that hat for New Works. I love it, Brickhouse. Damn right. That's a cool hat, right? Trent from New Works was actually here today, and some of the other guys were here. Luis, one of the other technicians, actually looked like my cousin. It was a little bit weird, and he had been here before. But anyways, hey, do me a favor, since I do have New Works on tonight. Give New Works a call. They have a fix for you. Give New Works Plumbing a call, 916-713-1010, sackserviceplumbing.com. Big problem, small problem. They will be there. I can tell you personally, they were there for my family last week. They couldn't have been better, couldn't have been more professional. Great job. So give New Works a call. That's right. Newark's Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. sexserviceplumbing.com. So, all right, let's get back to the comments. I love what you guys are saying. You guys are giving me some good stuff tonight. Again, Kings and the Bulls tonight. If you guys have keys to the game, anything you want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'm going to get to as many of these as I can. Is the Stockton Arena safe? Was it inside? More of a gymnasium or an arena feel? Albert, I am so happy you asked that question. So I am not being paid by the Stockton Kings. I am not getting kickbacks from the Stockton Kings. Nothing. So I want to make that clear right off the bat. I live in Elk Grove. I got on I-5. I drove about 35 miles, took one exit, turned left, went straight for 2 miles, turned right, and I'm in the parking garage that's connected to the walkway that's right there on the arena. So if you're worried about going to Stockton, and it's a valid concern, you're not in that area, Stockton. So you can put that one to rest. The arena, yeah, has an arena feel. It's not Golden One Center. It's college arena feel probably. But they do a great freaking job. I mean, I had a great time. I got to meet some of the people in the front office. I had the pleasure of talking to Mason Jones for a little bit. I talked to Kessler Edwards for a little bit because most of the Kings that are two ways and actually with the Kings, some of the Kings that are with the Kings on a full-time roster spot were down on Saturday night, and got to talk to him about his mindset, staying ready, and then talk to an official as well, one of the referees. So what I'm saying is, if you want that close experience, right? Like if you want that feel of seeing a game close, then it's an awesome option. And here's the other thing. If you got kids, it's perfect. There's a ton of kids always there. And on top of that, I think the best thing I could say is, parents, don't let you stop your kids from having a good time, or don't let you stop you from going to Stockton because of some of the things you may think about it, because it won't hurt your pocketbook. Number one, it will not hurt your pocketbook. And if you've wanted that close feel to the court and VIP experience, you get it. You get it. And the players get it down there. So I'm not trying to throw Stockton on you, but it's a great question. I had an awesome time. You can go detail it a little bit more, but dude, Mason Jones, I'm telling you, you can't help but meet that dude at his energy level. He's a spark plug, and he's actually a little bit longer than I thought. A little bit longer and a little bit taller. Is pace the reason Barnes is playing his 200 straight game? No, I think it's his approach. I mean, the Kings play at one of the higher paces in the NBA, so that would be a little bit more tread on the tires. But I think it's the way he approaches the game and the way he approaches his body. And here's the thing: if I think we can agree on this, the generation of athletes that I grew up watching, that generation, I don't want to say they were hard on their bodies, but they lived a different life, right? Jordan, Pippen, you get my drift, right? This generation that's getting ready to come up for retirement, like LeBron and such, they're the first generation I really remember. And there's some football players too that you could make the same argument about, that started investing in their bodies. You know what I mean? Like outside of what they got from the facility. And I think he was one of those guys that did it really early on. So that is my take on it. Peter. Oh, by the way, Peter Anderson, this guy, Peter, was poking around. He's like, who won the Pick'em League? And I'm like, I gotta go check. And Jay, back me up. Jay, if you're here, we just had a meeting about this. And I was like, wait, Peter, are you the winner? And he's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, perfect. So we got Peter hooked up. Hopefully that gift card is on the way. He said he used to go to the hockey games. Stockton Arena. Yes, it's safe. Park in front of City Hall for free parking. Well, okay, now that's debatable. If you want free parking, do that. If you don't want free parking and you're worried about safety, get your ass to the parking garage. Yeah, Matt's good. Matt's really good. So again, tentatively, he is supposed to be here Thursday. Again, Kings Bulls tonight. Jerry Reynolds here at halftime. Baki, dude, you know I'm always down for some burgers. Alberto, surprisingly great to hear. Stockton, the end. It is Stockton, the end of the day. Yeah, actually, one of our family's favorite Mexican restaurants is right across the street. Or not right across the street, but it's across the water, I should say. So, Jeff, Scott Pollard has Marfan syndrome, a genetic disorder affecting connective tissue. Yeah, so there you go. He's giving you the insight according to Jeff. That's what's up with Scott. Yeah, Stockton has tough areas, but some common sense, and you'll be fine. I agree with that for sure. Dude, Kevin, I appreciate that. 18 likes. Can we get some more? Give me the thumbs up, please. Yeah, Tom Brady for one. Yep. Carf, they said no. He's not limited on minutes tonight. I think his rotation will be a little bit quicker tonight. I really do. Now, I think it'll be interesting to see what Mike Brown does with a full deck now, because he pretty much has everybody to pick from. Is he going to get Keon more into the loop as the playoffs approach? That's one thing I'm interested in. Alex Len, JaVale McGee, which way does he go there? You guys are talking about Trey Lyles. You know, there's not been, when we talk about inconsistencies about the Kings, and I'm the first one, I'll raise my hand right now. Like Fox, you know, I've been quick to hop Fox when I think he deserves it. But when he deserves praise, I'm quick to do that too. And I think Trey Lyles is a interesting example of that, because he's undercover inconsistent. I don't think he gets enough of commentary on that. Tom took care of his body indeed. Hopefully the team continue to keep that team meeting personal tonight. Dude, Stan, let's talk about this for a second, okay? I'm going to clone for a second since we already talked Rome for a tiny bit earlier in the show. What's the point of a team meeting if the media finds out about it? I just, to me, it's kind of and I'm not going to make a big deal out of a team meeting because there's so many things that happen on an NBA bus, in a hotel, in a hallway, whatever it may be, that could also be considered a team meeting, right? Or a players only meeting. So I'm not making a big deal about that, but if it's players only, just keep it to players only. Why does the media need to know? And that's obviously, that's the choice of the players. So the players choosing to let you know. Davion didn't let that slip. I mean, let's be real. And if he did, it's not a big deal, but I don't think he did. So, I mean, you get what I'm saying, but Mike Brown had some good comments earlier today. And actually yesterday, no, it was yesterday. I have not listened to Shoot Around today. Yesterday, he had some comments about the guys policing themselves, and it makes sense. So I think there is a bit of that needs to go on and such. Jeff, how many NBA players have body problems when they retire? I have no idea, Jeff. I can tell you, I played basketball through college. I never scored a point in a college game. Actually, never played a minute in a college game, but got to practice with the girls' team. That's a big deal. That's fun. Got to be with the guys' team, run with them. So I can tell you, my body is destroyed. I mean, and I played football. I had to choose between football and basketball for college. And I went basketball because, for obvious reasons, I'm a smaller dude and basketball was my true love. But my body's destroyed. I had 2 hip replacements last year, Jeff, at 39 years old. 2. That's crazy, right? Right? Condog, Stockton Arena. Dude, you just named the restaurant, dude. I just said that's one of my favorite. Ryan, will you have a post-game therapy session if things go south? You know it, Scuba. You know it. We will be here after the game. Open phones, too. So make sure you get up in here. I would love to have you guys in. And you guys have been killing it, by the way, on the phones. We love it. So please keep it up. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Go check it out. I'm telling you, like, okay, if you want a courtside seat, like if you want Kings Row 1 experience, right? You could sit there for probably $125. I think you get a drink ticket. They've got a little VIP area set up. So they've got food. So it's not bad. That's what? Middle of the lower level section seat at G1C. Not too terrible. So yeah, go down there and check one out indeed. Yes, he is. He will be here after the game. He'll be here at halftime too. So make sure that you get here at halftime. We already went there. So yeah, Kings tonight. It's the Kings versus the Kings. That's what it is. We know that. This team, the next step, my man. Love you, brother. Love you. Yeah, the Kings, they just got to handle their business. If they come out with energy, if they don't make stupid fouls, if they're not chirping at the refs, and they find some balance between that 3-ball and the 2-point range, push the pace, team's going to be just fine. They're going to be fine. But I want to see them come off a big win and have another mediocre win. That's all I want to see. Don't have a bad loss. This is the next couple games you have coming up. These next 3 games to me are the 3 games. If the Kings are going to make it to the 6th seed, these next 3 games have to be wins. No questions asked. None. They have to be wins, especially with what's going on in Phoenix. So it starts tonight with Chicago. De'Aaron Fox back in the lineup. Grant Napier right here at halftime. Jerry Reynolds here at halftime as well. So we're looking forward to that, and open phones for all of you after the game. Thank you so much for being here. And also do not forget, please subscribe to Grant's YouTube channel. That is, if you don't like that, 7K already subscribed. If you haven't, get there, and then make sure you check out my podcast, The King's Court. I promise you will not disappoint. That short form most days, but if there's a longer one, I think you'll probably like it. So anyways, have a great one. Enjoy the first half. Go Kings. Light the beam. See you guys at that.